welcome back, Harlem. This is Keziah Glow, and this is the last show for the year. I'm sorry that we weren't with you last week, but we are back with you, and I want to make sure my guests are on the line. Sharif and Sakkara, are you on the line?
Yes, we are.
Okay, awesome. So I just want to let everyone know that this show today is for you guys to change your life. You know, we're going into a new year. We're starting all over again, and we want to get rid of the old habits and get to the new habits. So today I have a husband and wife team on the line. Now that in itself is huge, because anybody who's married, I'm not, but anybody who's married knows that it's hard to work with your spouse, you know, so not everybody can be like Haja and Cindy. So today I have Sakkara and Sharif Ali on the line. They're teachers, entrepreneurs, they're parents, they're world travelers, they own their own website, and, you know, they're living the dream. And, you know, I have them on today because I came across their work, and I love what they were saying, and they were living what most people want to live. So I'm not going to keep talking about them. I'm actually going to let them introduce themselves. So, yay! Thank you for coming and being on the show.
Thank you for having us. And I want to say peace and blessings to everybody who's listening. We're all the way live from Bahia, Brazil. We're down here in the Southern Hemisphere. We're having our summer. Being from Brooklyn is real crazy to be down here and be able to chill on the beach on Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
And I mean, it's crazy, but it's a beautiful thing. And I would like to give thanks and gratitude for you for having us on the show tonight. All about information and knowledge share. And it is an honor. It's really an honor to be invited on the show to talk about the 40-day master system.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm glad to have you guys on. And you mentioned the 40-day master system. Now, there's a lot of information that we get. We're actually bombarded with information on a regular basis. It's like everybody's telling you can lose weight, you can grow your hair, you can get rid of your mustache, you can get rid of arm hair, like you can just do it all. So yeah. We're going to go into the 40-day master system. You guys actually gave me the opportunity to read it before we had this interview. So it's not like I'm just talking about something that I didn't experience for myself. And, you know, what I read was something that was, you know, I felt like I wanted the listeners to get more information and to talk to the people who created it and see what, you know, how you came up with this. And, you know, even during this conversation, find ways to inspire, you know, my listeners, because like them, I'm trying to get it together too. So, you know, you can go ahead and start, you know, wherever you'd like.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, we're so glad that we can talk about this right now, because this is perfect timing. I mean, as the new year approaches, people tend to look at their life, or at least look at the last year in retrospect, or look into the future. Some people are looking forward with hope. Other people looking with dread or uncertainty. But almost everyone has bad habits they want to change or solutions. And so, yeah, as people are anticipating the new year and trying to envision what lays ahead in the future, it's great that we have the time to talk about the unseen part of you that most people are unaware of. I mean, everyone has a hidden power within them that is limitless, just like the movie, Limitless. You have a sleeping giant within you, no matter who you are. It's like your genie is bottled up in a magic lamp, and it's just waiting for you to be ready to express your whole and entire potential. And you have to go within to release this genie, because it's really you. This is a whole nother part of yourself, that the unseen part of you that you don't even consciously tap into for most of us. This is the way to have a comfortable, fun, meaningful, and impressive life. And we've created a system that uses neuro-linguistic programming and positive affirmations to help you consciously connect to this suppressed power that's within you. Most of the time, when we look for answers, we look on the outside or outside of us. We're unaware that the answers to anything that you come across in your life lies within your mind, your own mind, right now. People look for power outside of themselves, and the power to accomplish anything always resides within you. And if this sounds out there unbelievable, you have to examine the religious doctrines and the spiritual systems that you've come in contact with throughout your life, because all of them are saying the same thing. It doesn't matter if we're talking about Christianity or Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, all the ancient spiritual traditions, the Bhagavad Gita, Horus, Isis, Jesus, doesn't matter. They're all telling us to go within and connect to the source of everything. It might not be apparent because they use stories with people, places, and things. On the surface, they appear to be telling these stories, but in actuality, they're always describing universal law and how to apply it in your life, how to connect to the creative force, whether you call it God, Allah, the universe,
love.
Yeah, whatever you call it, they're all telling you how to connect to this force that is within you. Figuring out how to make this work in a practical way in your life is the most important thing in the world. Nothing is more important than building yourself up to the point where you can consciously transform your world from the inside out. That's what it's all about. The Bible, Quran, they're all telling you this. And it's not about trading Jesus for Muhammad or Krishna or for Horus or something else, another religious system. It's all about getting to the real meaning of it. It's like in the movie Enter the Dragon, you have Bruce Lee teaching this pupil, and he's pointing to the moon, and he smacks the student on his head for concentrating on his finger. He's like, you're going to miss all this heavenly glory looking at my finger. And it's the same way with all the religious systems. They're telling you something that actually deals with you on a higher level. And definitely with the new year, we all need to make it a point to invest in ourselves and concentrate on extracting our full potential. Right now, this is the most important thing, and it's not just my opinion. We've always had the ability to go within and reach our potential. You can look throughout history, and anytime people were able to accomplish great things, even people today, everyone who's experiencing a lot of success, tapping into their hidden potential, whether they're doing it consciously or not. However, the whole world is changing. We're entering into a new age. That's the order of the day is changed. That's how come Obama was able to win. His whole campaign was running on change. All the ancient advanced societies, they were able to map the stars and build advanced architecture. They all documented the different ages that our planet goes through. And they had like periods of time, like maybe 5,000 year cycles, 2,000, and a larger 25,000 year cycles. And in India, they called them yugas. The Mayan, Olmec people called them baktuns. In astrology, they call it the precession of the equinoxes. And if you look at astrology, we're entering the age of Aquarius right now. And it's obvious with all the fast increases in technology, the internet is connected to the whole globe. We're all neighbors. You have rebellions and shifts in power taking place worldwide. This is all associated with Aquarius. Even science and religion is starting to get blended with quantum physics. So this is what's going on right now. We're all moving into a higher frequency and a world that will have access to higher abilities. This is the order of the day. Back to Obama, he's a symbol for the whole entire world. He's proof that anything is possible. I mean, if you would have asked me in 2007 if I believed the black man could be president, I would have been like, no, because nothing has really changed in America. And especially somebody with the Islamic name, Barack Hussein Obama, I would have thought, no, that wasn't possible, but it doesn't matter. No matter what, anything's possible. And it doesn't matter about the politics of it, like his policies, what he does in office. None of that stuff matters. A lot of us know presidents are selected. They're not actually elected. He has a job to do. That doesn't matter. What's most important is what he represents to the entire world. Anyone can do anything. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility. All you have to do is open your eyes and you can see the shift is happening worldwide. Everywhere, and it's visible with the government collapsing and people trying to take back power, banks closing, problems with the currency, the earth changes. It's all happening. The earth is going through her own release to get rid of old stored energy. So everything's evolving. The planet, the people, the solar system. We're all rising up in frequency, and our future is so bright that most people who are operating on a real simple level or low frequency wouldn't even be able to perceive how bright and wonderful our future is. And you have some people who are in power and they're fearful. They're fearful of this because they can't really understand what this future could mean. So this is why you see this recession being pushed so hard on us. It's an agenda to get us thinking in terms of lack, when that's really the opposite of our reality and our future. Even with the recession going on, there are more billionaires in the world today than ever. There's more money and resources available than ever. There's more ways of extracting resources and wealth out of the world and putting it into a meaningful way in the world than at least in the last 200, 300, 400 years. Even with the recession in the U.S., the amount of millionaires is actually increasing. So there's a reality going on here. The elimination of jobs is actually good on one point because it's forcing people to become entrepreneurs and to think outside of the box.
I want to jump in for a second because what you're saying is, and you're going on a great road, and I hate to interject because it's really good, but something that's really important is that each one of us knows somebody who does something that can help us. And for this new year, and a lot of people, say that this is really not the new year, this is just the Gregorian calendar year. But we're going to go on this today. I got my New Year's hat on. But during this new year, you know somebody who can help you with your business, who can help you get the position, the career that you want to get. So when we think of the recession, like you said, we have to now begin to think outside of the box, begin to think creatively. So if there are no jobs in a particular place where they were before, now we actually have to create our own jobs. We have to create barter systems. And also those dreams that have been lying dormant inside of us for so long, now is the time to bring them to life, because you may know someone who has the key to get you where you need to go, but sometimes pride, sometimes fear, sometimes insecurity, sometimes procrastination stand in your way. And
that's right.
You mentioned you have to go within, you have to tap into, those systems. One of the things that you spoke about in the book was changing your mind. And, changing your mind, it doesn't mean, this decision versus that. It means changing the way you're thinking. And if you could go into that for my audience, I would really love that.
Okay, sure. And you're exactly right on with that. If you think in terms of recession or lack, that's exactly what you're going to get in your life. Whatever you focus on, the way you see yourself in the world around you, that's what you get. Reverend Ike, who had the Christ United Church in Harlem, said, "I am is the sacred name of God." And whatever you say after "I am" is extremely important. When you have Moses on the mountain, he realizes God is "I am." He says, "I am that I am." He's realizing that God is within him. So if you, in the Bible it says, "Let the weak say that I am strong." The truth is hidden right in front of your eyes. If we're focusing on the current conditions, whether it's race mindset, your income level, or anything that you could perceive as a negative, it's only gonna increase if you focus on your obstacles. You have to rise above it. As long as we focus on the things that are negative perceptions of ourselves, we're only giving more energy and attention to it. We actually have access to an unlimited spiritual energy. And if we perceive ourselves as having a setback, that's what it has to work through. Why would we put a blockage on an unlimited source of energy if we don't have to? And I understand that people may say, well, this is really a setback. It's something I really have to overcome.
Right.
The thing is, if we focus on it, you're giving an unlimited source of energy a weakness that it has to work around or work through. And so if we believe that, my parents didn't go to college, or I'm from the trailer park, or I'm from the hood, or this and that, or it's so hard, everything's against me, then that's what you have to overcome, because that's what you're giving attention to. And when you open your mind and you actually focus on what you want instead of focusing on what you don't want, you give yourself a way to distract your mind from focusing on your lack, focusing on things that you have to work around or how hard it is for you. You can just switch your focus. Focus on what you want, and instead of you having to work through these limitations, you're taking your attention away from that. And so it's extremely important to change the way you think and the way you focus on.
That's right, and that's exactly what the 40-day master system does. And you don't have to know anybody, and that's the most wonderful thing about it, is it works through the law of attraction. By you changing your mind, you will attract the somebody that you need into your life. They will come to you. You don't have to go around looking for nobody.
Because that gets tiring. Going around looking. I mean,
course.
When it gets tiring. You get disheartened or whatever. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. You get upset. You get upset because it's disheartening. When you're going around and you're knocking on doors and they closing in your face. Sometimes, like you said, you got to go back to self. And
that's right.
You said we have all the answers. Sometimes I remember taking tests at my last job and not knowing the answers. And I did not have the answers to some of those questions. Let's talk about having all those answers. And wait, I want to let everyone know that they're listening to Harlem 411 on WHCR 90.3. Today, my guests, they're all the way from Bahia, Brazil. I have Sakkara and Sharif and Sakkara Ali, and they are a husband and wife team, and we are talking about the 40-day master system. So let's go to having all the answers within.
All right. Well, the thing is, most of us don't know how to tune inside. We're so used to looking outside of ourselves that maybe you're faced with a decision to make. And the first thought that pops into your head was actually the right thing to do, but we're so used to second-guessing ourselves, overthinking situations, that we don't actually go the route that we're supposed to go. And as far as drawing something to you that's going to be able to assist you or provide an answer for you, like how am I going to get this $1 million, or how am I going to get my business off and get it, moving where it can be successful. You draw that to you by focusing on what you want and letting the higher part of your mind figure out the rest. It figures out the rest by tapping through the resources that you have within you. Just like you said earlier, that we know someone who can help us. We all know. It's just like that game they have with the 40 degrees of separation, where everyone knows a lot of people in different positions and situations that can help you. And by allowing the same part of your mind that controls all the higher functions in your body, like your heartbeat, lungs, and all of these things that you don't deal with because they're on autopilot, you're tapping into that same subconscious part of your mind to say, look, I need to get this. Figure it out. Because you've used all the resources, the capabilities that your conscious mind can do to make it happen. You need some help here. And if that sounds crazy, it's just as crazy as praying or believing in any other religion. I mean, this is the real actual way to tap into that source that you will be praying to. You're going within and you're shutting the door, which would be shutting out any naysayers or anybody who would be discouraging you from doing that, and just focusing on what you want. This is the real way to put the law of attraction into work.
I want to say one thing. I'm happy that you guys are not bashing religion, because a lot of times you get people on and they're like saying, well, religion is this, religion is that. Religion is good for certain parts because it's the road to get to where you need to get to. But what you guys are saying is take religion, but use it. Listen to what it's actually telling you. It's telling you to go within. It's not telling you to go without. So a lot of times, sometimes people are looking outside of themselves to find something. And like you said, when you go across all these religions, it's saying the same thing over and over and over again to everyone. And I really appreciate that. I have a quote from your book, and I want to read this to everyone, if you don't mind. Okay. The entire universe is waiting on you right now, anticipating with much delight your return to the throne. Imagine that. You are the star of the show. The whole universe is standing on tiptoes right now at this moment, observing you, hoping that you will let go of the undesirable facade of this realm. The world of illusions and demand your divine birthright. Now, I jacked up the end. I'm going to say that again. It's waiting for you to let go of the world of illusions and demand your divine birthright. That's huge.
This is what all the spiritual systems are trying to tell us. And if you're reading it literally, and this is telling you about the story of a person like David slaying Goliath with a slingshot, you're not getting the higher meaning of it, which would, for David and Goliath, for example, this is telling you how to slay the giant, which may be some obstacle that you think is impossible to accomplish, and it's telling you how to do it. And if we're objectifying somebody like Jesus, we're not really getting it. But if you see yourself as Jesus Christ, the Christ rising within you, this is how you can actually apply the things that are in the different religious systems and spiritual systems to actually empower yourself and to be able to rise up. Because there's actually nothing negative in your life. If you approach things with this way, you see that everything is working in alignment and everything is actually working to your favor. And this is the only way to get to that point, is by going within yourself. And what the 40-day master system does is it's actually recorded in the theta brainwave frequency, which is, this is like waving your hands in front of your mind's eye to get his or her attention and telling her to look and listen to you. This is the frequency that your subconscious mind operates on. It's a higher frequency than we're in right now, the conscious mind. And the same way your mind, your subconscious mind, is exposed to subliminal messages all the time through TV, print, ads, and everything. Because with media, with the advertising, it uses all the time because they know, okay, we can put a certain color in here and it's going to get a certain reaction from people. This is going to make people want to spend more money on this, and that. So subliminal messages are used all the time. This is not some hokey science or some science fiction. This is not fake. This is very real. And it's used all the time, and millions of dollars are put into this. So the same subliminal messages that we're exposed to all the time, this is one that's built for you to extract your potential out of it. And it works because it's in the frequency that gets your mind's attention, and then it speaks confidently with this new perception of reality that will allow you to tap into your mind's power.
You kind of went into the next place that I was going, because I wanted you to explain what neurolinguistic programming was. So you kind of did that, but I know that that's what you're using, so that's where I was going with this. So if you kind of want to explain exactly what neurolinguistic programming was.
Okay. Well, yeah, like with neurolinguistic programming, this is a way to speak directly to your subconscious mind. It's like self-hypnosis, basically. You listen to statements that are recorded on that same frequency that your subconscious mind speaks to or operates on. And with our system, it's announcing, like on a speakerphone, that you have unlimited access to your desires. This is new reality. You're not oppressed, or whatever, that you're not overweight, or whatever thing that's not liking that you feel like you have to overcome. Because your subconscious mind can only work with what you allow to flow into your life. So if you believe that the news are telling you there's a recession, then that recession is going to affect you. And anything else that's on the news, you have to work through that. So this is the only way around that, is by going directly to your source. This is your subconscious mind is connected directly to your higher self. This is where you would get things that come into your life. For example, if you're emotional about something, say you're worried that you're not going to be able to pay your next bill, and you express that, you're putting emotion and feeling into that, and this is exactly how you make an imprint on your subconscious mind, and this is why you would get more of whatever it is that you just complained about.
Right.
And that's why it's also hard for people to manifest what they want. It doesn't matter how many times you watch The Secret or anything else out there that's trying to help people to start manifesting things in their life. You can say you want money or you believe you're rich or these things all the time. You don't really feel like that.
Right.
You know, so you're not going to be able to make the imprint that would actually make these things be able to come into your life easier.
Right. It's
So
like
I
that
have-
power and
Sure.
upliftment
Hello?
that
Can you
that
guys
we
hear me?
all need.
Can you guys hear me?
To help us put our worries and our troubles aside and to just push forward.
Can you guys hear
we
me?
can't believe anything that's in the news.
Yeah,
I don't care if they're saying that it's a recession, because the movies are still being produced. People are still spending lots of money. Expensive things, all types of things are still going on around us. It's not the end. You know, it doesn't matter what's being told to us. It's an agenda to keep everyone focused on lack.
Can you
And to
guys
keep
hear me right
everyone,
now? Can you guys hear me?
Looking in one direction.
Hey, can you guys hear me, Sharif?
Yes.
Okay, so I was trying to get in because you guys have, like, the boards are lighting up and there's a million people calling in. So I had a few callers on there, but I don't know what happened just now. I was trying to get to you guys. I don't know if you were able to hear me, but the callers are gone now. If they come back, we're gonna take them. Is that cool with you guys?
That's great.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Because it's like lighting up in here, like Christmas, and I was like, I want to get in. Just to let anyone know, if you want to call and you have a question, about anything we're talking about, the telephone number is 212-491-4685. That's 212-491-4685. And if I hung up on you inadvertently, I apologize. So now we were just talking about lack and you bringing that into your life. But you know what? Hold on one second. Let's take this call and see if our caller has a question.
All right.
Thank you for calling Harlem 411. Are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Keziah and Brother Hydra.
Good evening. Do you have a question for our guests, Sharif and Sakkara?
Yeah, actually, I don't have a question. I have a statement of sorts. I do believe as a man. This is Brother Smiley.
Hey, Smiley.
Yeah, I wanted to really say that, these are the kinds of thoughts and concepts that are on another program that comes on Sunday morning. and I agree wholeheartedly with the principles. What the question that I would have to ask is, are they producers of literature or other forms of material that can, follow up on with this conversation about this evening? Do they have any books or any other literature that we can familiarize ourselves with?
Sure. So I'll let them, if that's your question, I'm going to disconnect. Okay, because it's a little loud. I'll disconnect and then you can listen to it as they answer, okay?
All right, thank you, and Happy New Year to both of you.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you, too.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, did you guys hear the question? He wants to know if you guys, he said that this information sounds like another show that comes on, and I'm sure he's talking about Ricky, What's in Your Hand, and he has a motivational show that comes on at 6 a.m. every Sunday morning, and, everybody's listening to it, from the councilman to Virginia Fields. Everybody loves his show. So he said this is, your content is great, but he wanted to know if you had any literature or any information where someone can continue to get this information.
All right. So we do have a book, the ebook and the audio program that goes along with it. You can get it at www.40daymastersystem.com. It's the number 40daymastersystem.com. Everything is spelled normal. And you can go there, and our book is there for sale. It's ebook, and the audio is in MP3, so you would pay and automatically receive the download. And then you can get started literally in the same day. And everything can be done in 40 days. The book is to the point and is written basically where you can read it and get started in the same day. It's got the instructions and everything that you would need to do. The audio part is recorded in the theta brainwave frequency, and it speaks directly to your subconscious mind. It only takes 40 days to complete the entire thing.
So anybody who's listening, like Brother Smiley, when we were talking about the neuro-linguistic programming, that's the audio portion of it that we were talking about. Because not only is it a book, but then there's all this audio that you can listen to every day. So if that wasn't clear for anyone, because I just kind of started talking about neuro-linguistic programming, and they might have been like, well, why are we all talking about that? So that has to do with the audio portion of the book. Okay.
Right.
Yep. So I want to move on, to how did you guys end up in Brazil? Because now, Taja, what's the temperature outside? I don't even know what the temperature is. It's 35 degrees. So maybe, some of our listeners are on the West Coast. And on the West Coast, it's like 65 or something. My brother lives there. So, that's not too bad. But the West Coast don't have beaches like Brazil. Like when I go to Barbados, when I get on the plane, I shed a tear. This is no lie. I really do. And you guys live down there. How are you working this out? What happened? Share with us. And this is what I said when y'all
created what we wanted into our life.
Go ahead. Go on.
It's 80 degrees here. We live about 2 blocks away from the beach. And yes, it's December. It's summertime here. And
it's always summer. It's always tropical weather, So it's not ever colder than like 70, 68.
Right. Okay, now y'all are just bragging.
Hey, you asked for it.
No. I just say y'all show it off. But, like, that's part of what I was talking about in the beginning. Y'all are living that dream, and I want to know, like, are you practicing what you preach? The 40 day. Tell us about that, because it's one thing to get on this radio and tell us, what you need to think positive, turn up the lights, hum, and do all kind of stuff, and then you go back to the Bronx with me. But
that's right.
You're not going back to the Bronx with me, so
right. We are walking the talk. That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us a little bit about that and how you manifested that into your life.
Okay, well, one of the things, like when we decided that we wanted to move to Brazil, we actually put pictures on the wall in our house. We used to live in Memphis, Tennessee, and we put pictures inside our house, like on the walls in our bedroom. Mm-hmm. And all the pictures that we had pictures of beaches, some famous spots here. Yeah, we actually saw all of those places physically. We even lived in those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We attracted that to us. We had pictures of things like money and things that we wanted. We drew it all into our lives. And things happen pretty quickly. It's ridiculous how the synchronicity of how everything worked out to our advantage. We have permanent investors visas, so we can come and go as we please. I think the way the visas work for Brazil, you have to leave after like 3 months. So everything worked out for us. Most people that want to come out here, they have to marry somebody or have a kid here.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I've had a Range Rover on on my wall for like 2 years now. Like, my mother came in my room one day, like she was like, "Oh, you still have that up there?" And it was like a year later, and I was like, "Well, listen, I'm waiting, okay? So help us out. Tell us what we do."
The thing is, you have to put all your focus into it. Like, we put the pictures up where we see it no matter what, every day, no matter what we're doing. We look at it, and it's like we feel like, we there. I'm standing on it. That's mine. Mm-hmm. As long as you claiming it, it might take time, it might take a year, it might take months, but you're going to get it as long as you claiming it.
Yeah, one of the things you have to think from that place, wherever you want to be at or whatever state it is that you want to be in, you have to think from there. instead of seeing it like out in the future or seeing it as
far away or something. Like that's my
next you have
life.
to see yourself there.
Like right now.
That's right. It's all about the now.
Oh, that's huge, because I don't see things in the now. I see things like far away, like when I get that, then that will happen. But right now, I'm just living this temporary life. You know? Right. So that's a real huge thing.
And that's what most of us do, because that's how we're trained, you know, in our lives. You know, we go by a calendar. We're like, okay, next week we gotta do this. Next, you know, I want this. It's like that's how we are raised to think.
Right.
But since everything is changing and we're in the information age and we have the internet and everything is right at our fingertips, literally. You know, I know what people are doing right now in China, you know, and it's like, that's crazy.
Right.
It's right here for us.
And it will continue to go in that fashion.
That's right.
Yep.
Right. I mean, this interview is really important for me, because this next year I'm looking to transform. And, you know, like you were saying, we need to think about change. Transformation is like changing is like going from one thing to the next, and then transformation is like you disappear certain things, like it doesn't even exist anymore. It transforms into another realm.
Right.
And I really appreciate this information, because so many of us are stuck. So many of us are like, you know what? Like you said, that information is getting put out about the economy. This is happening. That is happening. The world is falling apart. This is happening. We have a lot of guests on our show, and we talk about everything. Certain things we don't agree with. Certain things we do, but we put information out because we want our audience to know what's out there. But a lot of it sometimes is really negative, and you get overwhelmed. Right. You feel like, well, you know, if the whole world's falling apart and it's getting ready to fall in on itself, why should I leave my house? You know.
That's true.
You know,
it's all about the paradigm that we're stuck in, and that we're born in, and that we create for ourselves. It's like, you know, you hear that saying, "There's nothing new under the sun." It's because it's true. Everything recycles itself over and over and over again. Now, if you know this and you understand this, you can step out of that ring and be like, "I'm not participating in that anymore. This is what I'm going to do." You know, and you start creating.
Yeah, because on one end, we do need to be informed, so it's good to know what's going on. But a way to combat that, you know, letting things get you down and make it harder for yourself, is focus on yourself. I mean, people make you think it's selfish. You know, selfish is such a bad thing. You have to. I mean, you are actually creating your reality. Everything is an extension of you. Everything in your life, every person, everybody is an extension of you. So you have to be selfish to a degree. You have to focus on what it is that you want over everything, over what the president is doing, over all of this stuff. Because if you're not focused on what they're doing, no one can hold you back or stop you. But if we're under that and they decide to lay 50,000 people off, you're going to be one of the unlucky chumps that gets laid off. I'm not trying to make act like I'm trying to make anyone feel bad about that. It's just that's how it works. You're under it. But if you're exerting your force and being a Lord, being an incarnation of God on earth, and you're actually thinking for yourself and focusing on your mission, you're taking your energy and putting it towards what you want, regardless of what's going on. And that's the only way to get around. And that's how come some people can make money, and regardless of the climate and what's going on, and then most everybody else can't. It's so hard to for most people to get around the newspapers and what's on TV and everything. And that's the big distraction. That's like somebody holding something over here, a puppet or something, to keep you looking at it while they're holding money in their other hand, And so we can't focus on that. That's the biggest thing. It will make life harder.
And we have to learn how to turn off the distractions. Distractions are all around us all the time. Celebrities, lights, and is, what he's doing, what she's saying. It's like, so what,
There's so many distractions.
A lot of that stuff has our undivided attention, and it takes up a lot of time. If we make time for ourselves, like we make time for listening to gossip and all this other stuff, we'll be so much better.
Yeah, because there's a part of yourself that has a higher purpose, knows the right way to go, that's powerful, and it's not sitting on the throne right now. Most of us are being run by emotions, jealousy, anger, fear. Fear is really big, and we have all these emotions and different lower functions of our mind running the show. And that's not to say that they're bad. It's just that they have a job. They work for somebody. They're subordinate. The higher part of yourself needs to be running the show. And as long as it's not running the show, your life is out of order. And there's all types of things that you don't want to happen to you that will be happening to you.
Right.
You could be like, oh, why me? God, why are you doing this to me? It's because God is not in control.
You're letting the fear and everything be in control.
That's right.
Well, I want to stop you guys because we have come to the end of this segment. We're running out of time. And what I want to do is allow you to give your website or your contact information in case our listeners would like to follow up with you and on what you're doing. And I know you have this really cool site where it's like people can actually go and interact and exchange information. That's really hot. So you can tell us a little bit about that, and then if you want to put anything out there for our listening audience to take with them into the new year.
Okay, great. Well, we do have a website. It's www.40daymastersystem.com. That's 40daymastersystem.com. And you can go there. And we also have a discount for all the listeners. Anyone who goes there to purchase the 40-Day Master System, we have a 50% off discount. You would just input this code VR, the number 7, ZH6X4. So it's VR7 ZH6X4.
You know what? You got to repeat that. Repeat that again because it was going in and out, so it was kind of choppy. So repeat that again.
Okay. We have a 50% off discount. When you go to the website, just put the code V as in Victor, R as in Robert, 7ZH6X4, and you get 50% off. So that's for all the listeners. And
the other website, the 144,000.com, I believe that's the one you was talking about.
Oh yeah, where you can interact with us and leave messages and also comment. It's THA 144,000, the number 144,000.com, and there's all types of information on there, videos, articles, and you can go there anytime. There's also a link there where you could purchase the 40-Day Master System.
Wow, okay.
And we're on Facebook. I mean, everybody's on Facebook. You just Sharif, Sakkara Ali, and we return messages and comment. I mean, we're on there every day. So if anybody would like to talk to us or anything, feel free to do so.
Sounds great. I want to leave you guys with the closing. I'm going to try to, do you mind if I try to do this this quote again? Because I messed it up the first time.
Oh, that's fine.
Great.
I hate to mess things up, and this is such a great quote. And this is Sharif's quote. So, I mean, they're all these great people that, write things like Napoleon Hill, of course, but this is your quote. So, I want to read this one. So, do you mind if I try it again?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Please.
The entire universe is waiting on you right now, anticipating with much delight your return to the throne. Imagine that you are the star of the show. The whole universe is standing on its tiptoes right now at this moment, observing you, hoping that you will let go of the undesirable facade of this realm, the world of illusions. and demand your divine birthright. That's by Sharif Ali.
Good job.
Thank you.
You know, you can tell you guys are parents. Good job, Keziah.
No, but girl, we are so thankful for you having us on the show.
Oh.
And, you know, you guys are doing a great job with the radio show. Well, like we said, it's all about information and knowledge share. And you guys are definitely doing your part. Keep up the good work, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. And we will have you back next month to see how things are going, because you know we're going to need a boost. You know, we're going to get started, and then next month we're going to be like, what did I say I was going to do? Where's my fried chicken at? I can't do this. So, you know, we need to stay on task. So we'll have you back again because we need this information.
And definitely. And we want to wish everybody a prosperous and, you know, blessed New Year.
Yes.
And, you know, it's important to stay focused and keep love and happiness in your heart and in your lives, because that's what runs the show. When you give what you get.